Superman and Lois Season 3, everybody. What can I say about this season of Superman and Lois? There is no greater villain in real life in this day and age than the actual disease, cancer. And that's what's going on in Superman Lois Season 3. You think Mannheim is the villain? The guy who played Tyrese from the freaking Walking Dead is the main villain of the show? No. You think it's Lex Luthor who was introduced in the last two episodes? No. The real enemy of everybody and basically in the world right now is cancer. Cancer has struck Lois Lane. Lois Lane is diagnosed with cancer. So in this season, the boys are reconciling with the fact that their mother is going through cancer. She will lose her breast. She doesn't physically feel happy about herself. Clark is dealing with the dilemma that he's gonna deal with Lois Lane dying, and he's having nightmares about it. And the fact is, a lot of this season deals with Lois Lane dealing with the whole that she has cancer, but also deals with everybody around her. This entire season is really just about cancer has infected Lois Lane. Cancer also has infected Bruno Mannheim, his wife, who is the villain of this thing season, and who he's trying to save with all his heart. And the thing is, though, the villain is trying to save his wife from cancer. Superman is trying to save his wife from cancer. So the ultimate villain at the end of the day of this entire season is the fact that Lois Lane has cancer, and she's now working at Bruno Mannheim's. She's not working, but she's going to the clinic over there to get her procedures, to get her medical stuff done in Bruno Mannheim's office. And Bruno, he's a savage. He's a great. The actor who portrays him as great as always. And the thing is, though, he is such a desperate man. What I loved about this parallel with you get the villain who is trying to save his wife from cancer. He's so desperate, but he's willing to kill. He's willing to do anything it takes to keep her alive. Superman is willing to do everything he can to save Lois, but not everything. Not to kill people, not to hurt people. He still is Superman. So I like that the parallels between a hero and a villain, what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do. Really, really great stuff. Now, I also love John Henry Irons versus Bruno Mannheim. John Henry Irons, Steel, my God, great character. Really loved his arc this season overall against his arc against Bruno Mannheim. I like his daughter that grew up a bit more in this season. She also had a little bit more relationship with Lois Lane's father, technically her grandfather. So they really developed her character nicely. I know they replaced Jonathan from the original two seasons of Superman and Lois. Not that much of a difference. I thought, like, man, this kid aged to, like, he grew up real quick. But either way, different actor. I don't know behind the scenes why he was replaced, but either way, he's gone. The new kid did a great job. I liked him as his relationship with the girl named Candace. Still enjoyed the relationship. Sad to say, the other romance stuff, I didn't really care for. Sarah and Jordan, I cannot stand Sarah. I don't like what the writers are doing with her. I didn't like what they're doing with Jordan either. I like the stuff when it comes to his brothers, with his mother, great. The stuff with Sarah, no, just no. I don't like these two together at all. Also, the same thing I bitched about in season 2, how they split up the Cushing family with Lana breaking up with Kyle. We all know why. Lana's going to eventually with John Irons. So, we all know the reason why. They did this thing because it's much easier to build up relationships than, having a continued relationship. Kyle goes with this, the news reporter girl. They're instantly fall in love. She's instantly getting pregnant. I'm just not a fan of this relationship. When I feel like the writers forced a storyline in season 2 to have a breakup, to have the whole affair that Kyle cheated on Lana, I knew where this was going to lead to. I knew what this was going to lead to as soon as I saw season 2 ending, because I saw how the news reporter woman looked at Kyle. I looked at, then there's Irons talking with Lana. We all knew it was going to happen. So the romance, to me, was unnecessary. It was forced. I didn't care for it. But overall, season 3 was fantastic. Season 3 was utterly fantastic. It did a great job of setting up the end goal of Superman and Lois season 4. It built up Lex Luthor as a credible threat. The ending with Superman fighting Doomsday was awesome. Overall, Superman and Lois season 3 is a great season of Superman and Lois. The only downside is, when you're looking for Superman and we're trying to look to escapism, dealing with cancer and people who have dealt with cancer in real life, and seeing a show with Superman, their favorite character, his favorite superhero, and he's battling cancer with his wife, it's just not a true escapism. So if people say that this is the best Superman and Lois season, I cannot blame you for that. But the thing is, though, let's be brutally honest, cancer is not escapism. A cancer storyline is not escapism. You're trying to get away from the real world, but the fact is we're putting more real world stuff, like actual events that is very realistic, kind of takes you away from it. I could watch Superman and Lois season 1 anytime. Superman and Lois season 3, great arc. But the thing is, though, do I want to see every single cancer scene about them grieve and all the other stuff, especially if we have family members who are going through the same stuff? No, you probably won't. But overall, Superman Lois season 3 is a fantastic season. I will give it a solid A minus. It's a great season. But what y'all think of Superman Lois season 3? Do you think it's a great season? Do you think it's a terrible season? Do you think the season's just okay? You think the cancer thing was good? Did you like the romances at all in this entire season? Do you feel like it was forced, the whole thing with Colin the News Girl and Alana with Irons? Or did it just feel natural, like Sarah and Jordan's relationship? No, it doesn't. It didn't feel natural for me. But please know what y'all think of Superman Lois season 3. Angel Lee Scarford, everybody. Bye.